Good morning. The 2014 FSHD Connect meeting is now in session. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for coming to Boston from all over the world to participate in this dialogue. A special thanks to our speakers and the staff and the board and the Science Advisory Board members of the FSH Society. In particular, a special thanks to our Executive Director, June Kinoshita, and our Office Manager, Doris Walsh, and consultant, Bridget Gallagher, for their extraordinary efforts in bringing all of us together today. FSHD patients are the bravest people I know. Their lives and those of their caregivers are nothing short of heroic. I also need to applaud the extraordinary efforts and dedication of the researchers and clinicians working on FSHD. They are remarkable people making incredible progress on this complex disease. I am Daniel Perez, co-founder of the FSH Society, and I'm here to tell you that we have come a long way in the past 23 years since our inaugural patient researcher meeting. In 1992, there were 15 individuals strong in the room. 2 are here today, myself and Don Burke, and 3 of us have died. The Society is now 2,500 members strong, and we go stronger with each new member that joins the Society. The FSH Society has evolved to work together to network and communicate as a researcher-patient community, to define the edges of our disease and to understand the basis of our disease. Now we are working to learn how it functions, and from there, how to stop it and treat it. The FSH Society has endeavored to change the status quo and to raise awareness of FSHD worldwide. Over the next 2 days, I hope you will get a sense of the full scope and enormous success of our collective work. When one has lived a lifetime with this disease and/or devoted a career to the research and clinical enterprise of curing this disease, it is easy to feel as like we are standing still. Yet, in the last 2 years, remarkable progress has been made in FSHD research. We have arrived. We have turned the corner, finding our place at the cutting edge of research and the enterprise of clinical trials. We can now begin to build the bridge connecting research to treatments. Yesterday, researchers in this very room published a paper that states that FSHD is the most common muscular dystrophy, with a prevalence of 1 in 8,333 people. The number of people with FSHD on this planet is in reality now 1.2 million individuals. We are still advocating on your behalf. We are still pushing hard to raise the level of research funding. The Society was the initial proponent of the Muscular Dystrophy Care Act, which has led to an additional $462 million of muscular dystrophy funding since 2001. This law also called for the creation of large-scale research centers called NIH Senator Wellstone Cooperative Research Centers. There are 6 of these centers in the United States, and we are fortunate that 3 of these centers are either wholly or partially dedicated to FSHD. And I'd like to call out Dr. Charles Emerson, if you could raise your hand, Dr. Lou Kunkel, Dr. Stephen Tapscott, and Sri Panja. So these individuals are affiliated with the 3 Wellstone centers in the United States as PIs, co-directors, and directors. A heartfelt thank you to our sponsors who helped make this meeting possible and subsidize the cost of our members. I'd like to thank the Association Française contre les Myopathies, Cytokinetics, FSHD Global Research Foundation, FSH Society, Genzyme, a Sanofi company, the Muscular Dystrophy Campaign in the United Kingdom, the University of Massachusetts Medical School, NIH Wellstone, Quintiles, and Right-Away Equipment Corporation. A few housekeeping details. The bathrooms are across the hallway. To the back of the hall, there are handicap stalls in the men and women's room. The breakout rooms are, as you leave the room, the breakouts for this afternoon's session are off to the right and to the rear. There are 3 exits in case of a fire in this room. 1 is in the back corner to my left, and 2 are in the rear of the room. Please know that this conference is being broadcast live, streamed over the internet in the morning. There are photographers and videographers around. If you do not wish to be recorded, please let them know. Now it is with great pleasure that I introduce a United States Senator who has been a true friend of FSHD, an ally for increasing funding for biomedical research. I'd like to welcome by video, I'd like to welcome Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Good morning. I wish I could be with you in Boston today for FSHD Connect, but we're just going to have to settle for video. I want to thank President and co-founder Daniel Perez, Executive Director June Kinoshita, and the entire staff, the Board of Directors, the Scientific Advisory Board, and the members of the FSH Society for inviting me to join you for your biennial conference. I am really glad to be with you today, although it's by video, because this is such an important event. By bringing together a strong grassroots network of FSHD doctors and researchers and patients from around the country and around the world, the FSH Society is advancing the fight to treat and cure FSHD. I'm proud that the FSH Society is based right here in Massachusetts. I'm also proud that the University of Massachusetts Medical School is home to a Senator Paul Wellstone Muscular Dystrophy Cooperative Research Center. You know, I believe in the importance of the National Institutes of Health-funded research, work like that done at the Wellstone Centers. And that's why I am fully committed to strengthening NIH funding and to fighting to renew our nation's commitment to critical scientific and medical research. I'm also pleased to be a co-sponsor of the MD CARE Act reauthorization introduced by Senator Amy Klobuchar, and I was glad to vote for the bill as a member of the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee. But I don't kid myself. I also know that we won't create change in Washington without a strong grassroots effort making the case outside Washington. How we spend our money must align with our values, and a top priority for this country must be to invest in life-saving medical research. So please keep pressuring Washington and keep speaking out and making your voices heard. Your work makes a real difference for people living with FSHD and their families, people all across the country. So thank you for everything you do. Best of luck with your conference this weekend, and keep fighting. That's what we got to do together.
Okay. Thank you. I'd like to turn the meeting over to June Kinoshita for a few brief remarks, and then we can get on with the work at hand. And I thank you all for coming. So June, I'd like to hand the microphone to you. You just want to
I'm going to hand it right back to you. I just have a few additional housekeeping comments, and then you're moderating.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So.
Okay. So just a few quick things. As we mentioned, this presentation this morning will be live streamed, and for our live stream audience, you can pose questions using the email address fshlive@gmail.com. So if you have questions for any of the speakers, just send the email. We'll be monitoring that and then posing the questions during the Q&A sessions at the end of each of these.